part 8. So, my following list has gone up substantially. I think I've now been gifted the creator tools of actually making the playlists you guys are looking for. So if you go to my profile, very top of the page, every single video is now in their own special playlist. Hopefully that is easier for everybody. I will continue to add to it. Also, this is to my coworkers that probably have finally found my page. Yeah, hi, I know you. This is my secret pastime. I'll see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. So after all this stuff goes down, Guy is removed, the backstory with NC and Anthony, his wife, Cecilia, calls Marcos out of the blue. And this is where we get the most kind of heart-wrenching description of their issues as a couple. As we know, Marcos met Cecilia as a care nurse at his father's nursing home. They fell in love, got married, and tried having a kid. Now this is where their problems began. Cecilia was deemed infertile. I'm not sure if there was an underlying cause, but she didn't have the right egg count. I think that's what it was, an egg count. And they literally tried everything to conceive. Surrogacy, egg implants, like artificial insemination. Marcos had to go to some man juice banks. Thousands of dollars spent in hospital bills and care and all of that. Years worth of just bad news and yearning to have a kid. They did consider adoption, but Cecilia really wanted to have her own kid. And then they finally had Leo. Unfortunately, I don't think Leo lived very long. I don't even think he was a year old yet, but Marcos described his last moments with his son. Everything was fine. He was taking care of Leo as a baby, read him a bedtime story, laid him down in his crib to sleep. Everything was fine, breathing fine, and he died in his sleep. The pain of losing the child that they tried so hard for completely ruined the marriage. Marcos still loves Cecilia and would try anything to try again. But Cecilia never recovered from that. And it is shown in this phone call with her and Marcos. She called him up. She's very quiet over the phone. She just wanted to see how he was doing. They don't live together. They barely speak. Marcos wants to reconnect, but Cecilia just is in it deep. She sounds like she's very suicidal. She's not doing well. She's living with her parents. And Marcos is still trying to see her. I want to visit you. I want to make things work. Can you come home? I can come up there. I can visit you. I can do anything. But Cecilia doesn't want any part of that. She just wants space. She wants to end it all. She wants to end the pain for herself and her lost son. And at hearing the pain in his wife's voice, not quite ex-wife yet, completely tore Marcos up. As if, he's already a grieving parent as well. He's in deep depression. All he feels is grief and pain, and that loss is heavy between those two. He just wants his wife, but they're just not ready to be together. And after that pretty sore phone call, Marcos immediately goes back home, goes to the barn. He continues upkeep, replacing the water, replacing the food, and then that conversation with Cecilia just kind of hit him, and he had a breakdown. Got into the whiskey cabinet, started drinking a lot, and with the image of his last moments with his son still burned fresh in his mind, got wasted drunk, went in his son's room, took out his crib that was still there, drug it out into the yard, whiskey in hand, axe in hand from the barn, and begins just chopping this whole thing up, and set his son's crib on fire. As he's pacing around the yard, watching the flames go up, he goes back to the barn and considered killing the FGP female with the axe. Stood over her and just, I could do anything I wanted right now. I could slaughter her. I could set her free. I could... And he just took the axe and cut the rope that was holding the female, left the barn door open, went out next to the burning crib, and just passed out in the lawn. He then has this really bizarre nightmare of going into his son's room, and he sees his dad looking blankly at the crib where his son was supposed to be sleeping. And there was this giant wolf eating his son alive. The sounds that his son was making as he was being eaten by this dream wolf caused him serious freaking pain. He tried everything to fight, to move, to scream and yell, but he was cemented in place, as dreams are. The dreams shifted to him slowly becoming product. The dreamscape surrounded, his coworkers came over and started pulling his, innards out. His heart was removed from his body, and the dream just got weird. He came to in the morning, and the crib was burnt to ashes. He looks over and he sees the FGP, the female, curled up right next to him. And this next, scene was kind of weird because Marcos really focused on this naked FGP female laying next to him. And he had urges, but he quickly snapped out of it, put her back in the barn, went inside, and cleaned himself up, and he immediately went to go see Spanel. And what endured next was a spicy Dom scene. Spicy with a capital spice. I'm talking habanero. Maybe a little Carolina Reaper. Spice. I mean, to quote the book, I wanted to break her. I wanted to make her obey. Oh, and she obeyed. Rated R.